Okay, for those of you who don't know, usually I record all of these video on the Kiyo Webcam Pro. I found it better than the Logitech cameras that I have, and the GoPro used as a webcam just a bit too wide angle for me and didn't allow me the type of color adjustments that I really like to have when filming with a web camera. However, there's a new camera on the block, and that is the Kiyo Webcam Pro Ultra. Now this is a 4K webcam and it can also do 1080p at 60 frames per second, but what really sets it apart is the f1.7 aperture and the large sensor that's inside the camera, which means it can shoot extremely well in low light. And guess what? I've got one here and we're going to review it. This is DemonView. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you watching and tuning in. In this video, we're going to be looking at the Kiyo Webcam Pro Ultra, one of the latest webcams that's out on the market. In fact, it was only delivered today after I ordered it last week. And so far, there's been scant reviews out there, just people have seen it at the CES. So today, we're going to be doing an unboxing video as well as comparing how the footage looks. So currently, I'm filming it on the Kiyo Webcam Pro. It's in front of me there. That's a 1080p webcam that films at 60 frames per second. It can also do HDR, but only at 30 frames per second, I believe. I'll have to check on that one. But this new webcam apparently can do 1080p at 60 frames per second, but it can also do 4K uncompressed raw footage, as well as having an ultra-large sensor and an f1.7 aperture for low light conditions. So, will it be an improvement? Well, hopefully we'll find out in these videos. And if you like this video, by the way, please click those like and subscribe buttons down below. They really do help out with channel views. They help put a bit of cash in my pocket and it costs you absolutely nothing. And remember, I'm not sponsored, so I'm paying for all of this stuff out of my hard-earned cash myself. So please click those like and subscribe buttons as it really does help me out. On with the video, and there's going to be a couple of different parts in this video. Number one, we'll be doing an unboxing of this camera that just came in, and then we'll be looking at how it compares to the current camera. So I will actually be switching webcams for that. I'll probably start using the GoPro Hero 10 as a webcam. Finally then, we'll be doing some test footage of the actual Kiyo Webcam Ultra compared to the Kiyo Webcam Pro and seeing if it makes any huge difference at all. Okay, so first up, the unboxing, and I'm going to hook up a separate webcam for that so we can actually have a top-down view. But this is the box, literally straight off my porch where it was delivered to, and as you can see, it even says sealed on the box itself, which is a really cool thing because if they hadn't written that, I never would have figured out this is a sealed box. I mean, wow. Thank you, Kiyo. Okay, I'm being a smart ass, but you know. And if you're wondering why I'm holding this at kind of a weird angle, it's because I just don't want to display my address, barcodes, that type of thing. Hey, so are we ready to unseal this? Let's go. And let's see. Always do this carefully. So, open carefully. Flip her over, and here's what we have to begin with. Nice brown paper box, a bit of paper to hold things, and then the webcam box itself. And there we go, a 4K Pro Ultra by Razer. Now we have to open this box and see what's in here. So here we go, at the top here, just one of those little plastic seals here. Made from sticky tape, obviously. And here we go. It's got a nice ribbon here at the top of it that you can actually use to pull the box open with. And by the way, I'm filming this part, this camera looking down here, with the GoPro Hero 10, and it seems to be doing quite a good job in low light itself. So might make this a triple comparison video. The Kiyo Pro, the GoPro Hero 10, and this new Kiyo Pro Ultra. Open this thing, because it's a very stiff box, because I had another seal down the bottom, which I obviously didn't break, but here we go. And quite a nice package too. It feels like really nice kind of premium cardboard. And as you can see, it's put together nicely. It's got little hingy bits here. It has little warranty card and stuff, which is great, with some really small writing on it. And yeah, it kind of looks grainy here because it is low light. And in fact, it's one of those things where I can barely read it myself because it's just that dark in here. And here we go. Really nice little manual here. Black cardboard, everything's black. It's got a very efficient look to it. And this is probably just specs and warranty information. Yep. Which all there in Nice stuff. And of course it comes with the little triple head snake stickers, which are very nicely done. The camera itself is contained within some nice styrofoam, like just protective foam. And you see this type of stuff with high-end microphones like the Yeti that I'm using here. But yeah, it's a really solid camera. I mean, the Kiyo Pro there was actually a really solid camera, but so is this. It's still got the nice plastic protective on there that I'm gonna peel off. Oh yeah, ready? There we go. As you can see, very reflective lens. And apparently this has a twist shutter on it, so for privacy, look at that. When you're finished, just twist the camera. And it's actually springed, so it actually, you just twist it a small bit, and it goes the rest of the way. Pretty cool. And yeah, that looks like it's a pretty big aperture there, actually, which is kind of cool. USB-C, of course, since that seems to be the fastest one these days. It's got the clamp there that you can actually put the camera on your monitor. So if you can see that, it's got that type of lip there. And then on the bottom of it, in protective plastic again, which I'm going to take off, it's got an actual proper tripod mounted threaded one. And wow, this is really, really hard to do when you're not watching. Actually, they gave you not that hard once figured out, but an actual threaded bottom there, so you can actually put that on a tripod, which is what I'll end up doing. Quite a weighty thing, but it feels solid. This is a nice metal, and I wonder if that's to help with heat dissipation, actually. And then in the remainder of the box, we get a bit more little foam bit there for no reason. We have the USB-C cable, which is nice. It's got these little protectors on the end. So as you can see, those protectors keep your cable nice and safe, and it's some type of braided nylon, so it's probably not actually waterproof. And then you've got this little cable tidy here, which is a nice little addition for these things. And then finally, of course, in the packet, just like the other Kiyo webcam, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize, but it does have, wow, a really hard way to pull this off, an actual webcam cover too, which is made of a kind of a rubber, really kind of soft rubber. And, you know, you can also put that over your webcam to protect the glass from scratches, that type of thing. So all in all, pretty nice looking, pretty hefty. But now we're going to have to go on to the main thing, and that is, what does the picture look like? Okay, so I've just plugged in the web camera and have it still here in my hand, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the Razer Synapse software to see if there's any driver updates or anything for this first, because there was with the Kiyo Webcam Pro, so we'll see if there's one for the Pro Ultra. Okay, so the camera is plugged in. However, this is interesting because I'm also using the Kiyo webcam at the same time. So we're going to actually see if this works or not, but let's open it up. Okay, so we've opened up. Oh, we have to update the Razer Synapse, probably because it has a brand new webcam it needs to install. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, so it looks like there's no actual new software to be run here. So now we're just going to set the webcam up and do a test on it to find out what the image quality is like. But before we do that, we're going to look at some things here. It says 720p. Nah, I don't think so. I want to do something a bit better than that. Ooh, we've got all sorts of options here. But 720p, is that just the preview, I wonder? We have the autofocus, which usually I set the autofocus manually, so I'm not too concerned about that. Metering, yeah, we'll leave that at average for the time being. We can obviously do a compensation here for light, which is nice. And look at here on the processing bit. HDR, lens distortion compensation, dynamic noise reduction, so we actually do have noise reduction, low light compensation. And then obviously we can adjust our various image stuff here and put a watermark on it. I wonder if the watermark is customizable. But we'll find that out later on. Okay, so we're up and running at the moment, and we are now filming with the GoPro Hero 10 in webcam mode. Now, as you can see, the image is kind of soft. There is a lot of grain going on. I'm actually using additional lighting here. It's what I usually use when I'm filming with the Kiyo Webcam Pro. So that extra bit of lighting does help, but with the Hero 10 in webcam mode, not really helping that much. There's still quite a bit of grain in this low light filming condition. And this is the Kiyo Webcam Pro, and as you can see, the image is kind of bluish. I mean, this is the best I could dial the image in to still maintain the kind of pleasing green on that DemonView sign. That showed up quite well in the GoPro webcam footage, but a lot of noise, and it's showing up quite well with the Kiyo Webcam Pro. But what about the Kiyo Webcam Pro Ultra? Well, as you can see, the image is a lot more detailed. And you know what, I'm going to turn off this extra light here just to see how that looks. And as you can see, the extra light doesn't make that much of a difference at all. It's doing really well in low light conditions. I mean, that is pretty obvious right now. And there is a small difference with camera angles because I haven't set this up in the exact same position. Obviously, it's a little bit higher, but yeah, as soon as I get that dialed in, I reckon I can tone down these colors a bit. But hey, let's test the autofocus on this. Now, autofocus, I don't really use that much because it tends to be too aggressive. Usually I just set the focus manually, but right now it's kind of in the defaults that the camera came with. So let's take a look. So there we go, and that did focus. It took a few seconds because right now, like I said, it's in the defaults, which is taking in the whole scene. But if I take this away real quick, and there we go, the autofocus works very, very quickly. To speed things up when you're focusing on things, you probably want to set that autofocus to centered. But right now, I'm thinking this is a really, really good, pleasant webcam. I mean, the detail that's actually picking up here, I've got a full screen preview here, and as you can see, the autofocus is being a bit aggressive, but only because I haven't set it up properly yet. But I'm making out the detail in this, and the background's got that nice, pleasing blur, which I like. The picture looks quite natural. Probably a bit more natural than I want. I mean, now I'll be able to, you know, adjust some of the colors properly. In fact, let's do that. Let's test some colors and see what happens. Okay, so I've just turned all the lights green, and as you can see, even when I'm changing these colors, oh, that actually really looks natural. But yeah, the webcam is doing a really good job of compensating for these color changes. I mean, wow, that one turns out. Let's go back to white though. So yeah, is this going to replace a DSLR? You know, probably not. I mean, if you're using a DSLR or a mirrorless camera as your webcam, then you're probably a professional and you know exactly what you're doing. But for people that aren't at that level just yet or can't even afford that type of setup, this is a pretty good investment. I mean, $300 is kind of pricey, but yeah, I mean, the image I'm getting off this right now is just fantastic. I'm really liking it. I will play around with this a little bit more and probably turn off that autofocus, or at least have it centered so it's not kind of zooming in and out as much when I move my hands about. Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, I think this is definitely a worthwhile investment if you're shooting in low light conditions, if you're making indoor vlogs. This is possibly the camera that you want, because the amount of detail that I'm seeing in the image, the pleasing kind of background blur, and the fact that it's working so well in these low light conditions. I mean, let's just go back to the Hero webcam real quick. You can see how dark and grainy this is, you know, and yeah, the colors might look a tiny bit better, you know, with that green, but only because I haven't dialed in the other camera yet. We go back to the Ultra and just the Pro. Like I said, we can dial in these colors better on the Pro, but you can still see there is some graining with the low light. But with this one, yeah, I'm not seeing that amount of graining, and I'm really seeing detail in the hair and everything here. So yeah, I have to say, I'm really pleased with this web camera. I think it's going to make a great addition to the DemonView channel, and I'm really pleased that I bought it. So yeah, do I recommend the Kiyo Webcam Pro Ultra? If you have the money to spare, absolutely. It's a worthwhile camera, and I'm going to give this my 2 thumbs up. I can't provide a link to it just yet because it's being sold only on the Kiyo website, but as soon as it's available on Amazon, I'll update this and put a webcam link down below so you can purchase it, because hey, look at the quality of this photo. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please remember to click those like and subscribe buttons. It really does help out with the channel. It helps me get these videos out to you guys. And, you know, we'll do a follow-up video with this later when I have the settings all properly dialed in the way I want. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm definitely giving this webcam 2 great thumbs up. It is absolutely fantastic in low light conditions. So I hope you found this video useful, and until next time, cheerio. Yeah, since it's so good in low light conditions, now I'm actually thinking, how's it going to be with the teleprompter? Is it actually going to show the reflection of the words on the screen? I guess we're going to find out.